Welcome to Investors Insights, where this week's topic is U.S. trade deal. Gentlemen, we finally got some good news in the trade war talk last week as the U.S., Mexico, and Canada came to an agreement removing steel tariffs and also aluminum tariffs. So obviously last week with the Chinese trade war, it was good to see that we finally got a trade deal done with U.S. and Mexico and Canada. So it's called the USMCA. So a different name than NAFTA, but happy to see that. So Adam, talk about confidence, the consumer confidence number that came out last week, because it was a big boost to the economy.
Yeah, even in last week's vlog, we talked about looking in our own backyard. Everything's been focused around the global economy as a whole with the U.S. trade deal with China. But the U.S. consumer sentiment came out on Friday. It's the highest level it's been in 14 years. Instead of looking at this global economy, being worried about it, being worried about the noise, we keep talking about the noise, it's finally focused back in our backyard.
Yeah, I think the U.S. stock market and a lot of people that watch the news globally would be concerned about the U.S. consumer, but it's clear the U.S. consumer, the average person out there, really doesn't care.
Yeah.
And that 15-year
strength. Yeah, it was. And that 15-year reading was before the trade talk started. So we'll see what happens in the next reading and see what impact that has.
Yeah, I do remember this as a preliminary reading, so we'll see how that plays out with the China deal.
Yeah, and then Trey, we rarely, if ever, have talked about the Australian stock market. But it's important points to talk about that.
Yeah, just kind of an interesting tidbit. Over the weekend, Australia's Conservative Party won in a surprise victory. And why that's interesting is that Australia has the longest unbroken expansion, going 27 years without a recession. And so maybe we could learn a little bit from Australia's political environment, maybe a little bit from their Federal Reserve environment. Not saying, we're any experts or Australia is going to impact the global economy in a huge way, but it's just something to watch that, there's some surprise upsets in their political environment, and their market shoots to an 11-year high. So something that hasn't happened 27 years without a recession. I think the U.S., we always seem to think, a recession has to come eventually. Australia's showing that it's not something that has to happen. It's not economic law. It's typically caused by mistakes, and maybe we should look and see what mistakes they're not making.
Yeah, it's definitely worth analyzing. 27 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
That's pretty incredible. So, but a lot going on this week. Please call us if you have any questions. We look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.